so much for doing this with me. So appreciate it for your time, for all the logistics behind the scenes that nobody needs to know about. Guys, I met Susan and Lou in Ithaca this July, and it was such a cute winery. We all just happened to laugh and hear each other's jokes. And so I turned around behind me because Susan and Lou were sitting behind me. And I saw this beautiful couple, and being the nosy myself that I am, which is why this channel exists, I was just like, how long have you guys been together? Can I ask you some personal questions? And then that just became the beginning of this relationship. And they've shared so much. And I was just thinking, I can't be the only one to hear this, because all of you who are listening need to hear their story too, and just hear their lessons. So Susan and Lou, thank you so much for making the time. So appreciated. I really do believe anybody and everybody could truly benefit from this beautiful story you guys have. I don't want to use the keywords to give it away, because I want it to come from you guys. So I'll stop here. Susan and Lou, individually, how would you introduce yourself?
I'm 79 years old, having a good time, living another life. Lou?
And I'm a bit older than Sue is, but not a whole lot older. I really found myself here at Cedar Crest with Susan. I never expected it to happen.
Susan and Lou, how did you guys meet?
I think I should pick up the story since I picked him up. So I knew that Lou was coming here because a friend from 8th grade saw him on a Zoom call for a religious service. I'm Jewish, and it was a religious service. And he said he was coming to Cedar Crest. Well, I'm co-president of the Jewish Council, so I'm always looking for new members. So she said he's very nice. So I said, okay. He knew people here already, so I didn't have to get him as a member. He became a member right away. But then he comes to services. We don't have him every week, but he came to services pretty quickly. And I said, he looks interesting. Not sure. My husband passed away from COVID and Alzheimer's just as the pandemic started. So it's about a year and a half or whatever, but about a year when I met Lou back in April, I guess it wasn't April? Okay. So he comes to services, and what you were saying, Sonia, was so true. He's the only guy there at that time. There was about 9 women. It wasn't that well attended that day. And one of my friends, Barbara, came, and we had our masks on, and she said, could you pull down your mask for a moment? And he went like this and went like this. And she said, you won't last long, because any single nice guy, it doesn't last long at Cedar Crest, which is an independent living community of about 1,800 people. And so then I said, he looks interesting. So I don't know if we may have gone to dinner with some people, just to dinner. I think we did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. And then another service was coming. I said, I'm going to sit down next to him. So I walked up and I said, can I sit here? And it's probably, there's like service for 300 in the synagogue, and there's 10 people. So I think he got the message. Did you get the message?
I was just going to ask you, Lou, did you know what Susan was trying to do?
Yeah.
She was obvious.
But we were doing takeout dinners because of the pandemic. We were doing a lot more of those. So I said, why don't you get dinner and come over to my place and have dinner so we can chat? And guess what? He bought me red roses, and I opened the door, I almost fainted, and I kissed him, and that was the beginning.
Yeah, there's very little really to add. I mean, it's just been growing and growing and growing, and it's developed into a fantastic relationship. Last December, my wife passed away also from COVID, and I was in the hospital for 6 weeks. After going home from the hospital, I was at home for about a week or two. I said, I just can't live here. A 4-bedroom house, and to be living here alone didn't make any sense.
As far as it, Sonia, I just want to add, though, for information for folks that are listening, this is my second time looking at well, Lou says you've had other men before. Well, I had one husband I divorced, and then my husband passed away. So my first husband, I'd been married 15 years, and my second, it was 36. I saw so many women we waited to have the man call, or waited for the man to make the first move. But I had been in business and in top management, and I didn't wait for men to make any kind of moves. Unfortunately, women don't always make the first move, at least in my generation. I don't know about your generation, Sonia.
It has changed a lot, but I would say there are still women who are, we've been conditioned to wait to be asked or to be contacted or to reach out to. As you've been in this, as Lou said, beautiful relationship that keeps on growing, this is your second life or third life, right? The way I look at it.
Well, Lou had been married for how many? 50 something?
57 years.
57 years.
What is one or two things that you wish you had known as you are currently in this relationship together, or when you guys became together?
You learn that there's room for more than one person in your life. You have to be giving. Don't be selfish with yourself or with others.
And I think you learn about that as you grow older too, to tell you the truth. I think that is a developing characteristic if the person has that in them as their base.
What would you say, what's one thing that you've learned over the years being in your, in your marriage, Lou, and Susan, in your past relationship, that you either said, I'm making a promise not to do this again, or I've kind of like learned, right, that this isn't the best thing to put forward. And so I guess, like, how have you brought your better self to each other?
Personally, and I'll share first, I think, and I don't even know if I've told you this, I think I've grown in each relationship, and I think he's getting the best of me, actually. I keep telling him that I wasn't like this when I was young, and I was shy, and I was scared of myself, and he doesn't believe me. But I also think that I've learned better importance of listening and being present and really sharing more.
So, what do you guys do for fun? Like, do you guys have similar interests? Like, are you honing in on that?
We have a lot of common. We like to hike. We like music. We like to just dance. We like to dance too. We're going to dance soon. But, like, I never thought of really going up to West Point to see outdoor concerts. I didn't think of trying to think of some other things that we've done. Sometimes I'll say, do you want to go to a concert? And he'll say, well, if you like it, it's not bad. I'll try it. He wanted to go to something at the Y. And I said, yeah, I'll try it, Yeah.
So what are you guys looking forward to as a couple?
There's nothing about the relationship that I don't like.
I think we really do want to go to do some travel. Lou has done a lot of traveling, and I'm so jealous of it. Sometimes we'll say, I've been there, or they're talking to another couple, and they'll share a river cruise they had. And I said, I didn't do any of that. And I wanted to,
amazing.
but
Yeah.
I didn't. And so I'm looking forward to that. And we're
love
looking
that.
forward to getting to know each other's families
Yeah.
more. We're starting to.
We're still we're going to family events, and so our families are my family's getting to know Susan, and
Yeah.
her family's getting to know me.
him.
Have there been moments where you guys are like, no, Susan, I don't agree with the way you look at the world? And Susan, has there been moments where
Yes,
you're
there
like,
is. He knows it.
You have to keep politics out of
We
it.
have to keep, no, we have to keep the parties out of it. We don't have to keep the
Right.
politics. Many of the important things that I believe in, and I grilled them on it. Many of the things that are important to me in terms of Planned Parenthood and climate and all those kinds of things, he believes in. So yes, he may be a Republican and I'm a Democrat, but I haven't figured out why yet.
what's like one advice you would give to others that are in similar situation as you guys?
I think it's important that you have patience, because people change and grow at different levels, different strengths. And if you want something to grow, give it the time to grow,
Mhm.
even if it's weeds. Give it
Mhm.
the,
Especially for women, I think that we need to say we deserve it and that we're good enough for it. Because I think that many of us think we've had a relationship, that's it, there's nothing else.
This isn't about your relationship, but to the two of you, just, having amassed all the knowledge that you guys have, gained over the years, what's one thing you've learned about life that you'd love to share with others?
I really learned about life. You sort of said it many, many times. We, at least at our age, we gotta live every day like it's our
Tomorrow.
last, where there isn't a tomorrow. And in a way, you have to do that as when you're young. You never know. God forbid, hit by a car, get some kind of terrible thing. But even especially at our age, we've got to just say what's good for us and just do it.